Hi, I'm Alan Lowe of Gem Training International. I've been involved in diamonds and diamond grading for some 40 years. With me here today is Neil Rademeyer. Neil is the director of Harry Oppenheimer Diamond Training School and has been involved in training for some 20 years. The topic of the video today is fluorescence in diamonds. Neil, could you explain to us what is fluorescence?
Yeah, sure, Alan. Let me explain to you what the importance of fluorescence is in diamonds and what it is useful for. Let's look at the definition of what fluorescence is. Fluorescence is the visible light some diamonds emit when they are exposed to ultraviolet rays. So basically what happens is the diamond will emit light when it is exposed to black light. Because the UV rays excite the electrons that give off energy that we see as fluorescence. Fluorescence is actually more common in our daily lives than what you think. We can encounter it in cosmetics, like makeup that artists wear. We encounter it in detergent whiteners, which is used in our washing machines. Currency verification, it is used to identify whether it is counterfeit money. And it is even visible in some insects in nature. Okay, so how common is fluorescence in diamonds? Well, 95% of all natural diamonds fluoresce in levels of intensity of blue color. According to research, 25 to 35% have some degree of fluorescence, but only 10% have strong fluorescence that might impact the appearance of the diamond. Another color that diamonds can fluoresce in is yellow. This is an indication that there has been an interference with the passage of light through the gemstone. Once the stone has been polished, this can make the stone appear dull and lifeless. Diamonds can fluoresce in all different colors. We get green, we get red, it can fluoresce in orange, it can even fluoresce in a color like pink. But the most important thing is that fluorescence do not affect the structure of a diamond. Fluorescence is also used in the recovery process for rough diamonds. Machines have been developed where fluorescence is used to separate diamond bearing from non-diamond bearing rock. As it goes over the belt, it fluoresces and is then separated into different bins. The machines that use X-ray technology that further separates diamond bearing from non-diamond bearing rock. Diamonds that do not fluoresce will not go unnoticed. It goes through a second stage where grease belt technology is implemented to further separate diamond bearing from non-diamond bearing rock. I would like to ask Alan to explain to us what the significance in polished diamonds and fluorescence is.
Fluorescence is important when we talk about polished diamond. Fluorescence is measured, for instance, by the laboratories in very controlled circumstances with particular lighting to ensure consistency in the level of fluorescence that's going to be reported. Now, there are 4 levels of fluorescence. You get diamonds which are distinctly fluorescent, moderately fluorescent, slightly fluorescent, or stones that don't fluoresce at all. They have no fluorescence. Why is it important? Well, look at it this way. If you had 2 diamonds, both had the same weight, the same color, the same clarity, the same proportions, how would you be able to differentiate one from another? If they had different fluorescence, it would not be such a problem, because if one had distinct fluorescence, you'd be able to see that very easily, and one that had nil, you wouldn't see any fluorescence at all. So it would be one way of sorting out one stone from another. There are instances where stones are extremely fluorescent, in which case laboratories in particular would make comment about that fact. They would call them extremely fluorescent, which in some instances, and it's only a very small percentage of about 0.2%, could affect the way you see the color, in other words, your color perception of that particular stone. So it's important, fluorescence is important when it comes to polished diamonds. So in conclusion, Neil, do you think fluorescence is a good or a bad thing?
Alan, in my opinion, I think fluorescence is not a bad thing. It actually makes the stone a bit more unique, in my opinion. And with some creative jewelers can make some really unique pieces. I've seen El Rosa has some marketing drives at the moment to market their fluorescent stones.
I think that's a good thing because it'll certainly add another dimension to the sale of diamond.